I'm going to leave more than $500,000 on the table this year. On purpose. Here's the math. I'm turning down 9 out of every 10 people who apply to work with me. Each seat is $5,000. Do the multiplication. And that's somewhere north of $500,000 in revenue I could have collected and have chosen not to. Not because their money isn't good, because I know I can't help them. And I'd rather lose the revenue than take money from a trader I'm going to disappoint. By the end of this video, you'll know whether you should apply to Forex recipes or whether you should close this tab and stay on the free content on this channel for now. Either way is fine with me. What I won't do is take your money pretending I can deliver something I can't. If you're here looking for a shortcut, a signals group, or someone to tell you what to buy tomorrow morning, close the video. I'm not going to be useful to you, and I don't want your money. Before I go any further, I want to talk to you directly for a minute. I know what it feels like to sit at your desk at 2 a.m., staring at a blown account, telling yourself one more course, one more coach, one more strategy, and this time it'll click. I know what it feels like when you see a setup form exactly like your favorite educator called it, and you still lose money on it. I know what it feels like when you lie to your partner about how trading is going, or quietly close the platform and pretend you were just researching. If any of that lands on you, I'm not here to make you feel stupid. I spent 10 years and over $250,000 in that exact seat you're sitting in right now. You're not broken. You've just never had someone beside you pointing at the screen, telling you what you're actually looking at. Quick background so you know who's talking. I started in stocks. Moved to options. Flew to the US and trained with George Fontanellis from Optionetics. Moved to futures. Then CFDs. Along the way, I spent over $250,000 on courses, coaches, and blown accounts. None of it worked. Then I found Michael, the guy you probably know as ICT, and he coached me for 12 months. Price action, market structure, how he actually reads the market in real time. That's when everything changed. That's when I became consistently profitable. Not from a course, from a mentor. Today, I make between $100,000 and $150,000 a month, trading, mostly gold, some index futures, my own account. Professional status with higher leverage than retail, which I earned by submitting real statements to real brokers. Not a demo, not a screenshot. And I want to give you the full picture of how I got here, because I don't want you to hear those numbers and think this happened overnight. It didn't. I started small. I grew the account slowly. I had to learn to be consistent before the numbers ever got big. And those numbers today don't come from hammering the charts all day, and my students already know this about me. They come from 1 or maybe 2 trades a week, on the right days, at the right times. That's it. The rest of the week I'm watching, waiting, or doing other things. Trading less is what made me profitable. Trading more is what kept me broke. And that's exactly why most of my students can do this alongside a full-time job. You don't need to be at the screen all day. You need to be at the screen at the right times. Weekends are when you study the lessons and review your trades. A couple of focused hours on the right days is the actual trading. That's it. Now, here's where I'm going to be blunt with you. Some of you are already thinking, but I can't trade at those times, or that day doesn't work for me. And I'll tell you straight, that's tough. The market doesn't move when it's convenient for you. It moves when it moves. If you want this badly enough, you'll find the hour. You'll wake up earlier. You'll skip the Netflix episode. You'll move things around. The students who win in this program are the ones who rearrange their life around the market, not the other way around. This takes sacrifice and it takes commitment. If that already sounds like too much, this isn't the program for you. And I'd rather you know that now, before you apply. It took me over a decade to get here. My students, the ones I accept, now average $5,000 to $10,000 a month trading, usually inside 3 to 6 months. Some take 12. You can watch the live trade case studies on this same channel. The testimonials are real, the payouts are real, and I'm not here to oversell any of it. Here's the truth. Nobody in this space wants to say out loud. It's not about the course material. Courses don't make traders. I spent $250,000 learning that the hard way. What makes a trader is a mentor, someone who shows you exactly what they do in live markets with real money and then watches your trades and tells you what you're doing wrong. Without that feedback loop, no amount of YouTube videos, PDFs, or Discord rooms will get you there. You'll just keep collecting concepts and blowing accounts. You shouldn't have to blow another account learning how to trade gold. And with the right mentor beside you, you won't. That's the gap. And that's what Forex Recipes is built to close. Now, let me talk about who I say no to, and I want you to hear this the right way, because saying no to people is actually the hardest part of running this program. Every time we turn someone down, I feel it. These are real people who took real time to apply, and some of them have real desire to learn, and we still say no. Here's why, and here's who. 1. If you're looking for a get-rich-quick fix, if you need money by next month, or rent is due, or you're out of options, I'm going to say no. And it's not because I don't believe in you. It's because I know with certainty I can't give you that outcome in that time frame, and it would be a disservice to take your money pretending I could. Trading is a learning process. It takes time, it takes screen time, it takes focus. Go earn income first, build a small safety net, then come back. I'll still be here. 2. Anyone with no savings, no income, and who has never invested in themselves before, not in courses, not in tools, not in their own growth. If you don't already understand why investing in yourself is the only way out of the 9 to 5, this program won't work on you. I've seen it too many times. 3. If the desire to escape the 9 to 5 isn't burning in you yet, if you're still half in, half out, hoping it'll be easy, this isn't the moment for you. That's not a knock on you. It just means the timing is wrong, and I'd rather you come back when you're ready than sit in my cohort half committed. 4. Anyone who doesn't already trade. My students already know ICT concepts. They've traded Forex, gold, indices. Most have blown accounts. Most aren't consistent. That's the starting line. If you've never placed a trade, this program isn't where you begin. You need some real screen time and real experience first, before a mentor like me can actually add value for you. 5. Anyone unwilling to invest in basic tools like TradingView, or unwilling to sit down, watch the lessons, study my live trades, and honestly look at their own mistakes. 6. Anyone looking for daily signals or give me the setup messages. I am not a signal service. I teach you to read the market yourself. That's the whole point. If any of that describes you right now, hear me carefully. I am not judging you. I've been broke. I've been desperate. I've been the guy chasing signals. I get it. Saying no isn't me telling you you're not good enough. It's me telling you that right now, at this moment, I'm not the right mentor for you, and the worst thing I could do is take your $5,000 and pretend otherwise. I'd rather tell you no today than take your money and waste both our time. Here's who I do work with. You already know the basics: ICT, price action, market structure. You've blown a few accounts, and you're honest enough to admit you still can't identify daily bias or time your entries consistently. You've got 10, 15, maybe 20,000 saved, and you're actively looking for a mentor, not a guru, not a signals chat, a mentor. You're willing to put in the hours, take the feedback, and do the reps. If that sounds like you, let me tell you how we can work together to help you achieve your goals. Forex Recipes is a 12-month program, $5,000, cohort-based. Let me be specific about what makes this different from any course or group you've paid for before. You get every concept and lesson I teach, with real live trade case studies, actual trades, actual money, not hypothetical markups on historical charts. You get my weekly market analysis video, so you know exactly what I'm watching every week. You get my daily bias, so you know the direction I'm trading today. You get direct access to me. You can ask me any question, as many questions as you need, until you actually understand. And you get a community of students already trading this model successfully, plus others still learning right beside you. And that last part matters, because if they can do it, why can't you? Seriously, why can't you? The recipe itself is simple. Identify the bias for the day. Wait for the right time window. Wait for the setup to form in line with the bias. Execute. Manage the position. That's it. The secret isn't complexity. The secret is knowing exactly what setup to look for at exactly what time in exactly what direction. That is the entire model. You shouldn't have to guess every time you open your charts. With my model, you won't. And you shouldn't have to figure out on your own where you're drifting from the rules. With a clear model to follow and a mentor who reviews your process and shows you where you're going off track, you won't. Let me be clear about one thing. I don't tell you whether to take a trade or not. Your money, your risk, your decision. Always. What I do is teach you the model, show you the setups in my own live trades, and help you see where your execution is drifting from what the model actually calls for. That's the job of a mentor, not a signal caller, not a hand holder. A mirror you can hold up against your own process until the process becomes second nature. The promise is this: in 8 weeks or less, you will know exactly how I trade. You then have the remaining 10 months to prove to yourself that you know it too, and to ask me as many questions as you need along the way. And about the $5,000, most of my students earn that back in their first 1 or 2 consistent months once the model clicks. You're not spending $5,000. You're prepaying for a skill that pays you for the rest of your life. At the end of 12 months, if you want another year of access, it's another $5,000. Most of my students renew. Here's how to get in. And I've made it hard on purpose. Step 1. Complete the application in the description. It takes real time, and I want you to take it seriously. I read every application myself. I'm not looking for polished answers. I'm looking for the truth about where you are right now, what you've already tried, and what you actually want out of this. The more honest and specific you are on that form, the better chance we both have of making the right decision. Step 2. Pay a $497 application deposit. It's fully refundable if we decide we're not the right fit for you right now. If we accept you, it comes off the $5,000. If you ghost the process or don't show up, you lose it. That's the filter. I don't want tire kickers, and a refundable deposit is the cheapest way I know to make sure only serious people apply. Step 3. My team and I review. If we believe we can help you, you're in. If we don't, please hear me carefully on this. It's not a reflection on you, your ability, or your potential as a trader. It just means that right now, based on where you're at, I don't believe I'm the right mentor for you at this moment, and it would be a disservice for me to take your money knowing I can't give you the outcome you're paying for. You'll get your $497 back along with honest feedback, and I'll be rooting for you hard from the sidelines. That's it. That's the gate. Now, why am I making it hard? Because my reputation matters to me more than the revenue. I could open the doors, take anyone with a credit card, and make a lot more money this year. I'm deliberately not doing that. I only have so many hours. I can only work closely with a handful of people at a time, and I'd rather work with a small group of students who actually become consistently profitable. People I can point to in 5, 10, 20 years and say, that trader came through Forex recipes, then run a high volume program full of people I knew I couldn't help. So yes, I'm leaving money on the table. On purpose, and I'm sorry if the filter feels harsh. It's not personal. It's the only way I know to protect the outcomes of the students who do get in. Now, imagine what the other side of this looks like for you. Picture opening your charts in the morning with a clear bias already mapped out. You know exactly which session you're trading. You know the setup you're waiting for. Price arrives, the setup forms, you execute, you manage, you close the laptop. One trade. Done. You go on with your day. At the end of the month, your account is up $5,000, then $8,000, then $10,000, not from signals, not from luck, from a process you now own for the rest of your life. That's what's on the other side of this. Not a dream, not a pitch, just the same boring, repeatable routine my students go through every single week. And once you've got it, nobody can take it from you. Now, picture the alternative. Another 12 months of the same chart, the same concepts, the same inconsistency. Another few accounts blown. Another year, you can't tell your partner what your trading actually made. That's the cost of staying where you are. And it's a real cost. So here's where we are. If you've been stuck, you know the concepts, you've done the work, you just can't put it together consistently. and you want a mentor who will show you exactly how he does it every single week, apply. The link is in the description. You shouldn't have to spend another decade and another $250,000 figuring this out on your own. I already did that for you. And with the right mentor, you won't have to. If you're not sure, keep watching my free content on this channel. The live trade breakdowns, the market analysis, the case studies. It's all there, all free, and it's more than enough to help a serious person improve on their own. One last thing before you click away. I'm only looking for a handful of people for this cohort. Once those spots are filled, this video comes down and the application closes. That's not a marketing tactic. It's the whole reason I've structured this the way I have. A handful of students, a small group I can actually help, and then we shut the door. So, is this for you? If your answer is yes, apply now while the application is still open. If your answer is no, that's fine too. No hard feelings either way. And if this video helped you, hit subscribe. It tells me to keep making videos like this one. The honest ones, where I'm not selling the dream, I'm just telling you the truth about what it actually takes to trade gold for a living. I'll see you in the next one.